Man, oh man, it feels so good to be back in my normal recording setup with my normal camera, with my normal little Pizza Hut water cup, with my normal audience, with my normal computer, back in Los Angeles. What is going on, everybody? RogersBase here, back from another whirlwind trip. I was just in New York for New York Comic-Con with my live reaction and review to One Piece Manga Chapter 1062. I'm gonna be real, I have no idea how I have a voice. Past couple streams, my voice has been blown out. My voice is great. I feel like I recharged my batteries at New York Comic Con. I got to see so many of you live on the show floor when I was recording all that One Piece stuff. I got to hang out to the Nintendo store. I'm literally wearing my new hoodie right now. Look at that, I got the Nintendo drip. Beautiful. Not hashtag free product. I actually bought this myself. Look at that. So without any delay, I know this chapter came out on Monday instead of on Sunday, so I'm sure many of you probably read the scans days ago. So let's just jump right into this. One Piece Manga Chapter 1062. This one is called Adventure in the Land of Science. And I asked some of you on the show floor because I was curious. I'm like, don't spoil me, but just tell me, like, is this going to be a good chapter? And so many people were like, I can't wait till Monday. I can't wait until you read this. There's going to be some good stuff in here. It's jaw-dropping. I had lunch with Parvision literally yesterday morning, and he was like, wait until you read this. It's a good chapter. Also, I've got a One Piece Film Red live stream review discussion because I saw the premiere for Film Red back on Thursday of last week. I'm going to do a review discussion with everybody who was at New York Comic Con on Wednesday right here on the YouTube channel. So I know I don't normally upload on Wednesdays. Be here on Wednesday. It's going to be a live stream discussion with me, Parvision, Toadski, Artur. Who else was there? I'm sure JD Legend, Randy Troy, like the whole squad is going to be there. It's going to be good. Maybe I can pull Matt on too, Matt Owens, showrunner of the One Piece live action. He was there as well, had some thoughts on the movie. So it's going to be a really good time. Let's hop right into this. Okay, Germa Double Stitches, An Emotionless Excursion, Volume 20. Meanwhile in Chocolate Town on Cacao Island, and you can see the absolute devastation that has taken place here. You got the frozen people standing in place. You have the poor little... I'm actually going to say this right at the very beginning. I don't know about all of you. I like putting chocolate in the freezer. I do. Like, I'm a fan of buying a box of Kit Kats and then putting them in the freezer and then breaking them apart as like a nice little dessert after we have a nice little dinner, and you put it in some ice cream. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. But anyway, covered in ice. Here we go. 1062. No more delay. Heading on over to a winter island again. All right, so here we go. Vegapunk. You mean the Vegapunk? Put a sock in it. Vegapunk, I really respect your work. I spent 2 years at the lab in your hometown, Baltimore. I have so many things to show off to you. A giant robot of dreams. How many dozens of times bigger than the General Frankie is that thing? I wish Luffy and Chopper could see it. And of course, Sanji is simping, as per usual, naturally, screaming, a babe? Vegapunk's a total babe? And you get the little exclamation point. And then Robin saying, but wait. I've never heard that Vegapunk was a woman, and her appearance doesn't add up based on Vegapunk's long history of activity. Well, of course it doesn't. I'm obviously not the Stella. I mean, that's the main body. So here we go. Explanation for what's going on with Cutie Patootie Punk 2 over here. I am Punk 2, Vegapunk Lilith the Evil. Lilith? My research budget is constantly stretched to the seams, so hand over all your valuables, and after that, I am done with you. What are you talking about on this frigid sea? Look, if you're going to scoop us out of the water, at least see it through and save us. She goes, I did not save you. These waters are normally unreachable by ships. These things ensure they all get sunk. And you see the little shadows underneath the water. The sea beast weapons. So you've got like a lion-looking thing, a bull, a giant giraffe. Fun fact, there was actually a Jeffrey Giraffe walking around the show floor at New York Comic Con this year. But okay, we got a giant giraffe. We have, is that a squirrel? What is that other one? A bear? Sea beast weapons, they're incredible. This time, the fear's winning out. Zorro staring that one in the face. And meanwhile, the snot dripping off of the lion one, and Brooke and Nami are crying. Lilith, what do you think you're doing? Plundering again? Have you no scientist's pride? Shut up, Shaka, you do-gooder. Will pride increase our budget? All right, so Shaka's obviously going to be another punk agent. Okay. First of all, they are not going to surrender. That's the crew of Straw Hat, the one who just got made Emperor of the Sea. I know, right? I mean, they must be laden with treasure, and she's got a little, little smirk going. In that case, you've made a terrible mistake. I gotta say, too, I really do love her facial expressions. Mistake? They're thoroughly surrounded. They have no escape. You've underestimated them. Look at the swordsmen on board. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Ba-dun-dun. Getting flashbacks. We're on the Winter Island, thinking back to Zorro and Punk Hazard. Have you ever met a wild beast that doesn't bite? Iconic line from Zorro. Iconic. All right, here we go. That is the pirate hunter Zorro, worth a bounty of 1.111 billion berries, clarifying the bounty berry mistake that was made in the scans a little while ago, and actually in the original Japanese it was incorrect, and then they corrected it in English, and then they clarified on the Japanese One Piece Twitter account that that's his actual bounty. So now we got it right here. Okay, the reason he's calmly hanging back is because he knows he can slaughter you in an instant from that range. Of course he can. The same goes for the demon child behind him, Nico Robin. I like that Robin is being given the respect she deserves on the same level of Zorro. Fantastic. But what would they do about all the sea beast weapons around them? The mighty always determine the first foe they should strike down. So you ought to think harder. Sanji's still simping. Frankie's laughing. So the talkative jokers are just a distraction, huh? I didn't pay close enough attention. Vegapunk, we've got some demands, and you're going to listen. Got that? Spoken like a true crewmate of a now Emperor of the Sea. Let's go. All right, that's fine. Bring him here. So this is Punk number 1. This is going to be the actual original Dr. Vegapunk. Shaka the Good, Punk 01. I happen to have an interest in that crew. Now, meanwhile, we're cutting to Luffy and Bonnie and Chopper. All right. I could see that already being like the ending point of an episode. Like, you know how One Piece episodes now sometimes take over only like half of a chapter's worth of content? I could see that bit right there, that ending with Vegapunk, and ending with Shaka the Good, Punk number 1, being the thing that closes out an episode. So, okay. You said you've been here before. Yeah, when I was a kid. It was a normal lab back then. But what did you come back for? Well, depending on his answer, Vegapunk will have to die for his crimes. You see, Vegapunk turned my father into a cyborg. Oh! Wait, what? Well, oh no! Okay, I did read that correctly then. She said Vegapunk turned my father into a cyborg, and my eyes glanced to the left of the panel, and I saw Kuma's face, and so I thought, oh, maybe she's just referencing the Pacifista program or something. No! Vegapunk turned my father into a cyborg, and at this point, he's lost his sense of humanity. He doesn't even know who he is anymore. He's been turned into a pure, unthinking, living weapon. So, when Akainu said to Bonnie, all those chapters ago, I know what you really are, he was talking about the fact that she was Kuma's daughter. Okay. All right. Interesting, though, because didn't she reference Kuma by name during the reverie? So I wouldn't have thought that they were like father and daughter, but all right. Look, I'm here for it. This is cool. And Jinbei saying that's a terrible thing to suffer. Vegapunk must pay the price. I'm sorry about that, Boggy. Boggy, it's Bonnie. Bonnie, you hear me? Luffy's still getting her name wrong. Wow, okay. All right, this is cool. This is a cool story development. We're on the surface again. Let's go and find some food. Okay, they're running. Oh, by the way, I met Sabo. I need to pull out a new pillow, Sama, for this. All right. I met Sabo in Marijoa, but I don't want to bring that up right now. No, honey. No, come on. You should bring it up right now. I want to know what's going on with my guy, man. I want to know what's going on with Sabo. What? Bring it up right now. Also, what is going on here? Vegapunk's... Is this like the inside of the egg? What is this place? A giant robot? everything's flying and there's a space monster. So that's obviously one of the space beast things. You got eyeballs sticking out of it. It looks like it's like fused with a Denden Mushi. It's like a rhino and a giant Denden Mushi. There's whales all over the place. This island looks super cool. Little biodomes all over with clouds. Everything says Vegapunk on it. A giant robot, SSG in the back. Luffy's looking at it like an amusement park. What in the world? I want to go on a ride. Hey, we're intruders, remember? So quiet. Gum Gum, be careful, Luffy. Gum Gum rocket, boom. And you got the giant sea beast looking down. Uh-oh, Luffy got eaten. Also, nice little Mario reference there. Look at that, just in time for the Mario movie. You've got little bricks and then the little question mark block in the corner as well. So Vegapunk likes Nintendo. That makes me like Vegapunk even more. The question is, do all the other punks also like Nintendo? That's what I want to know. Does Lilith like Nintendo? Does Shaka like Nintendo? That's what I want to know. Are they all Nintendo fans? Okay. And he's going right through. Are you okay? What the? I swore I got swallowed. A giant parfait. Cookies and fruit. Heaps of whipped cream. All right, so they went from Super Mario Brothers into Kirby's Dream Buffet. Let's eat. We've got this beautiful looking sundae, ice cream cone sticking out of it, cherries, Bonnie and Luffy and Chopper. Now hold on just a minute. No one's gonna leave out delicious treats for you. This is clearly some kind of trap. Dive in head first. Bonnie and Luffy don't care. They don't care at all. Oh, you know what? I just noticed something. I saw in my chat, Elves just said, look at the sea beast. Did he fuse Banana Gator DNA, like from Alabasta? Sure enough, I think you're right. Look, I think it is. I think it's a weird fusion space beast, sea beast thing with Denden Mushi DNA and alligator Banana Gator DNA, because it has the giant banana sticking out of it. See, this is going to be cool. I think the concept for this island is awesome. If it's like a futuristic, maybe like retro gaming island, but also all these other experiments with food and creatures. I get why they waited to have Bonnie be part of this, especially if Bonnie is now the daughter of Kuma. Makes perfect sense to have her be involved in the Vegapunk arc. Very cool. Man, I'm having fun reading this. Again, it feels like classic One Piece. I'm so used to Wano Country where everything was this long-running story and all these other things had to be tied up. This is all just like new stuff. It's cool. All right. You pass right through it. It's there, but I can't grab it. Oh, so it's like a hologram? Wait, did we die at some point? No, we're not ghosts. The parfait's a hologram. I think, at least. I've never seen one in person, and Luffy's going Super Saiyan. He's got the fire coming out of his hair. What are you talking about? Someone's got to pay for this. It's a three-dimensional image made with light. We're talking about something out of a comic strip or a fantasy world. An image? Also, Bonnie looking real nice in that panel right there. That little shot of her with the little frills in the hood and the little piercing and the flowing hair. Lovely. The space monster. Well, that's why I slipped right through it. It was a hologram. The giant robot's probably the same, too. No one could actually make such a thing. But what is this? I mean, there's pictures of food and buttons on it. But don't bother. Everything here is lies. And Jinbei's saying, you know, I just noticed something. The sea was cold here. And yet, this island is a tropical place. Although it is indeed a winter island. Thanks to the island AC I created, we can control the temperature of the island itself. What? Oh, it's like a giant kid? That thing is as big as Kaido. Are you one of the Hollows too? Hollows? Throwing everything in here, man. Oda said, look, I just want to congratulate Kubo for the return of the Bleach anime. I'm going to throw hollows into my manga for just 1 week. So that child is 8 meters tall, as big as Kaido. Eat this, you jerk. Oh, wait. So can the holograms create matter or something, or is that not a hologram? Oh, it's a punk. I see. Okay, I see it. There's an arrow and it says punk something. It's a 0 and then another number. Okay. Sorry. Slamming him into the poor little vending machine. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Uh-oh. What happened here? I gotta pick my camera up. Wait. That poor that kid really knocked everything down. All right, here we go. Wait a minute. All right, let me put this back up. Wait. She said, don't be making fun of me, all right? Okay, we're back. The hollows took down the camera. All right, here we go. Camera-san, are you okay? Are we good? Is everything back? Yeah, we're good. I gotta move my camera up a little bit, though. Oh, no, I gotta move this one down. We are not good anymore. Wait, hold on. Is there a hollow in Roger's house? I don't think so, man. All right. Wait. Okay, that's good. What? No, it's still tilted. Hold on. There we go. All right, little bit of the... I'm gonna move this up one more. Hold on. Just be patient with me, guys. Technical difficulties abound. My computer isn't used to all the amazing new technology that's on Vegapunk's island. All right, here we go. Now we are good. Beautiful. Okay, here we go. Where did we leave off? She knocked Luffy into the vending machine and then in real life knocked my camera off my stand. That's pretty incredible technology, Vegapunk, I'll tell you right now. All right, so you got the Vegapunk cola coming out of the machine. You got a hamburger being made. It popped out a hamburger meal with drinks and fries. I mean, who the heck made these? And you could touch them, they're real. And so you got Bonnie and Luffy and Chopper chowing down on McDonald's. You can make steaks, omelet rice, fried pork cutlet, cotton candy, cake, ramen, fried chicken, hot dogs. Okay, wait. I'm glad you like my automated cooking machine. As long as there's enough food material, it can provide 500 different meals to the user, each in under a minute. From pizza to pasta, the whip up leftovers mode is the best part, but only if you make it exactly to the plans. There aren't enough technicians to mass produce them though. I mean, it makes me so mad. And boom, you get another punch. Same thing with the island AC. Controlling the temperature means being able to sense the life patterns of every little thing in this island. Spend a little more money and we can control the weather. The world doesn't have enough tech, or at least enough funding. It punched the hologram? Waffles, fried shrimp. That's right, these light pressure gloves. You could do more than just observe the light. All right, she's got power gloves along with her Mario stuff then. We got another thing, P25, is that what it says? Hello. The moment people can touch something, they'll believe that it's real matter. He's going, wait, you mean that lady's not real? Look, whether it's real or not is for you to decide. If you asked me, those words are a relic of a bygone era. Well, so what are you then? I'm nothing but a humble genius scientist for hire. Dr. Vegapunk. Atlas. Punk 6. What? No way, what is that liar talking about? You're Vegapunk? I mean, I know the name, Kobe said it, and you got Chopper and Luffy's eyes bugging out with steaks falling out of their mouth. I think it's interesting, too, that this is the first Vegapunk that they meet, and then the other one that Frankie and Sanji met, it was the cutie patootie, was Lilith. Also, she's got, like, split hair, kind of like Uta, too. Okay, so this one is Atlas. This entire thing is just so interesting, too. I guess I'll talk about this during my review portion. I don't want to get too into it right now. There's obviously a lot more of the chapter left. But the implications of, like, a machine that can create food using leftovers and not having enough funding for the machine might be setting up for something. But again, I'll get into that in my review. There's a lot of stuff I want to get through here first. Okay, so hold on. I just think that's so funny with the food falling out of their mouth. Oh my God. Wait, oh, I turned the page. Wait a minute. Oda is coming out swinging this week. He said, I know we were on break. I know you were in New York. Let me remind you why you read this series. We got Cypher Pole. We got Cypher Pole in the New World. We got Lucci. We got Stussy. We got Kaku. It looks like there's a Seraphim Kuma behind them. All right. Hold on a minute. Sum it up for me. What are we doing here? All right, Lucci, listen up. There is only one Vegapunk, but he's such a genius that he doesn't have enough time to do everything. He's short-handed, you see? So he thought, why not make more hands? Wait, but what the... He split himself into 6 different people. In other words, these 6 satellites are all Dr. Vegapunk together. And because I don't believe any of this nonsense, I'm the crazy one. What a hassle a so-called genius must be. And you got Lucci sitting there with the hat. Yo, and Hattori's still on his corner. Okay, so wait, there's a bunch of different names here. We're getting a lot of information. Okay, so Shaka confirmed is not like Vegapunk. It's 1/6 of Vegapunk. Punk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're obviously going to see all of them at one point. Lilith, we've already met. Shaka, we saw from behind. Atlas, we just met. Then we got Edison, Pythagoras, and York. York represents greed. Pythagoras is wisdom. Edison is thinker. Interesting that Lilith is evil and that Atlas is violence. Violent? I guess she did punch Luffy into the vending machine, but I wouldn't have thought of Atlas as violence. Just because she had those little like light pressure gloves or whatever, I would have thought her, well, unless Oda's trying to make a statement that video games are violent and that video games could lead to violence, in which case, Oda, I don't like what you're putting out there. But I don't think that's the case. There's obviously more to all of this. We're just getting introduced to this. I'll keep reading. Hold on. And obviously Edison is going to be like Thomas Edison, probably like maybe Edison is the one behind the light technology. Oh, hold on. Just whatever. I'm going to keep reading. But you know how we got the light beams from Kuma? Okay. Pause, Roger. There's a lot of stuff here. So we're supposed to return this giant brat to Egghead and then eliminate all the Vegapunks? Be careful with his lab. It's full of valuable things. So, Cypher... Okay. We're supposed to return this giant brat to Egghead and then eliminate all the Vegapunks. So they're coming to Egghead. They want us to eliminate the most useful man in the world. And does this have anything to do with what happened in Lulusia the other day? The last thing a man as keenly perceptive as you should be doing is looking for answers, so the rest of the squad is going to meet Stussy now. Exactly. Don't drag us into your trouble, Lucci. One Piece 1062 end? First off, wait. Is there going to be a break next week? Is there a break? Tell me, chat, is there a break? No break? That pains my soul because I'm going to be in Hawaii, which means I'm going to have to read this one late. Because there's no, I think, well, hold on. Because I don't know what the Hawaii time zone is. Because either I'll be able to read it early in my hotel room, or it'll come out when I'm literally on the plane and I'll have to read it after I get back. So it won't be like immediate. If it's on Sunday, I don't know. What is the time zone in Hawaii? Let me check this real quick. Hold on. Hawaii time right now. Monday, October 10th, 5:27 a.m. Oh, there is no way in a million years that I'm waking up at 5 a.m. during a vacation to read this. So it'll have to be after I get back then. Also, it'll be on Sunday. Well, see, but then again, I have to check with Reagan because I don't know what days or what things that we're covering, but I might be able to do a live stream from the hotel room on Sunday morning. We'll see. If not, I could totally do it right after I get back, like on Monday or Tuesday. But I actually don't think I get back Monday. I think I get back the Wednesday after because we're leaving on Thursday. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get to it regardless. The one major thing I want to say right here, I guess, review portion, say this right here. This is obviously setting up a rematch. So Lucci, Stussy, and Kaku come into Egghead Island, bring in this Seraphim Kuma, and wanting to eliminate the Vegapunks. Like, I'm wondering what's going to happen. The story could go in a bunch of different directions because obviously him bringing up that they want to eliminate the most useful man in the world, does this have anything to do with Lulusia? What does Vegapunk know? What is Vegapunk involved with? Is he involved with what we saw in Lulusia? Does he know the truth about Uranus? Is that thing Uranus? This whole thing with Atlas talking about the food machines and creating food that could feed everybody and the holograms and what's real and what's not, like, does Vegapunk actually want to help the world? Why did Kuma choose to hand himself over to Vegapunk to be experimented on to become the pacifista? Is Vegapunk related in some way to the revolutionaries? The revolutionaries obviously want to change the world. If they have technology that could feed everybody in the entire world, and you're thinking back to what Big Mom wanted to do and have the meal where everybody could eat at eye level, it's connecting a lot of dots. And this also wipes out Lucci and Stussy and Kaku if they come to the island, gives Bonnie and Vegapunk and Luffy an opportunity to all team up. But there's got to be something there that happens because Bonnie obviously wants revenge on Vegapunk. So there must be a scene in which, if this is going to be the case, that Vegapunk explains to Bonnie why they did what they did. Also, I say they because there's multiple. This whole Vegapunk thing reminds me of one thing in particular, and it wouldn't have reminded me of this one thing and I not just read it for the first time and watched it for the first time last year. But you already know where I'm going with this. Let me pull out the manga volume. Where is it? Here we go. I'm seeing these Vegapunks. It reminds me of the 6 Paths of Pain. Right here. Nagato boys is what I'm seeing in the chat. Exactly. Fully reminds me of Pain. Completely. But can the individual personalities go off and do their own thing? Obviously they're going off and doing their own thing, but what I mean is, like, one of them is evil, right? One of them represents wisdom. If one of the Vegapunk 6 gets taken out, does it in turn hurt Vegapunk? Is that emotion taken out of his body forever? Like, how does this work? There's so many questions I have about this whole Vegapunk thing, but I love it. And I think the concept is really cool of having this high-tech villain, not even a villain, obviously, like I said. I think there's been so many rumors and theories about Vegapunk for so many years. I've thought about Vegapunk for so many years. I don't see a world in which Vegapunk would be a villain at the end of all of this. I think this technology is technology that, if it was unrestrained and they had the money to fund it, could really help the world and push the world forward and make the world more free, which is exactly what Luffy wants to do anyway. So I think there's a situation in which the ideal world of Luffy could line up with the ideal world of the Vegapunks, potentially. But Lucci rematch on Egghead Island, like Lucci potentially being our big bad for this arc, or Cypher Pole at the very least, would be wild. Like, absolutely wild. But then there's other things that are going on the island. So, like, we saw the giant children. We know Smoker and Tashigi are going to be around. We know that the other Marines are on their way. We've got Cypher Pole coming in. There's, like, all of these other characters that we haven't seen in such a long time that are culminating in this reunion at Egghead Island. And then Egghead Island, like, the idea of it being tropical and one of the biodomes, but it also being a winter island, I think is super cool. I think entering all this high-tech stuff in here is also awesome because I think we need, like, a really good arc for Frankie. And then the parallel of, like, the introduction arc for Frankie being Water 7 and the bad guys being Cypher Pole, mirrored with this journey in the second half of One Piece with a Frankie-centric arc, and then having Cypher Pole come back, man. Like, it's so good. It's so, again, this is just, the reason this chapter is exciting, and the reason the past few have been really exciting, to me at least, is like, we don't know what's gonna happen. There's obviously theories, and I'm excited to read everybody's theories and read the super chats and shout out everybody. Like, I'm sure there's gonna be really good ideas of where the story can go from here. And some of you might have already thought about this for the past couple days if you read the scans or something. But my mind is racing with possibilities. I also love, I'm looking back at some of the pages right now. I love, like, the retro little aesthetic to this, seeing the warp pipes and the blocks and the little question marks and things. And then the DNA splicing, and then the respect that Lilith, the evil punk, put on Robin's name alongside Zorro. I think time and time again, Robin has been disrespected in this story has not been giving full due. Robin is an awesome character, a powerful character, one that has a massive influence on the story. And I feel like time and time again, Robin gets relegated to the back. And here at the forefront, in this conversation between Shaka and Lilith, you've got Robin there on the level with Zorro. Paired with the Frankie stuff. And I'm looking at the Shaka page right now. I'm looking at the Shaka, the good one right now. I haven't even touched on the Kuma daughter thing. Like, Bonnie being Kuma's daughter is so fascinating. When you think, once again, about what Akainu said, saying, look, I know who you are, Bonnie, all those years ago, back when she was chained up, and then Blackbeard was trying to, like, dude, man. And again, Kuma had to have a reason. He had to have a reason to have gone to Vegapunk and offered himself up. There must have been something. Maybe it was to spare his daughter. Maybe that's why they were scared of her. I don't know. I don't know. I'm stoked, obviously, but I don't know. Because obviously Bonnie doesn't really look like Kuma. Are we going to see Bonnie's mother in a flashback? Is that a possibility? Just the Easter eggs, too, on this Biodome chapter. And I can't stress enough how much I love the split this arc. I think a lot of the times, one thing I always get frustrated with, especially with post-time skip story arcs, is you get the split of the crew members. And now, because we spent so much time with the crew together in Wano Country, I'm actually okay with them splitting, and I like the dynamic of the split here. I think having Luffy, who's our primary protagonist, paired with our mascot, and Jinbei, who is our newest Straw Hat, alongside Bonnie, is a really good way to build up that character relationship between Luffy and Bonnie, so when they go back to the main crew, he could be like, yo, I've been hanging with Bonnie, she's chill, let's all work together. It stops us from having multiple Sanji simps at once, because Sanji's heart could only handle so much. He's seeing Lilith. If he sees Lilith and Bonnie at the same time, it's over for poor Sanji. It's over for him. But I think Bonnie, Luffy, and Chopper are a great combo too, because they're all kind of goofy. Luffy and Bonnie like the food. Chopper's all about cotton candy. They see this food machine. Jinbei's kind of there as the dad to watch over them. I like it. I like it a lot. And then having like Robin and Zorro kind of step up as the leaders of the other group, and Nami and Usopp are kind of like the Chopper, right? They're scared in the corner, and Frankie's simping over the technology, Sanji's simping over the girl. Like, I like it. I think the core groupings are really, really solid in this one, and I like the punks that they chose to introduce with the other groups, because I think the violent little food-related one, this little Atlas, that's a good choice to meet Luffy for the first time. And I think Lilith is a good choice to meet Sanji for the first time. The sea beast thing is also interesting too, like seeing the sea beast coming out of the water, because those shadows that you see on, what page is this? Page 2, page 3. Could those shadows potentially be related to the shadows at Thriller Bark? Like, were we wrong? Was this actually like talking about something else? Because look at the way that he's drawing the shadow. Obviously, he's done this with other characters before. We saw this with the numbers. We saw this with the other shadows. We saw this with the Zoe stuff. But maybe that's also somewhat related. I don't know. Could it be? Is there a possibility that could be? Am I wrong completely? I don't know. Just the way he drew the shadows in that scene is interesting. Also, man, there's so much detail in some of these scenes. I'm looking back. Wow. That shot right there with Zorro and Robin and the look on Lilith's face. Oh, I'm digging it. I also think it was really cool to subvert expectations the way at the end of the chapter, because I think it was obvious to all of us at the end of the last chapter that Vegapunk, when we met Vegapunk, Lilith, now Lilith or Evil or whatever you want to call her, Punk 2, when we met her, at the end of the first chapter, I think casual readers who aren't super paying attention, don't, know every little thing about the story, were probably like, oh, this is really cool, they're subverting things. But those of us that are longtime fans, we had this discussion during the last chapter read through and live reaction stream. She talks kind of like an old man in the original Japanese. We've heard Vegapunk referred to as a he in previous chapters, so we knew there was something kind of fishy going on. Because unless it was like an Ivankov thing, it wouldn't just be all of a sudden, okay, boom, this is our Vegapunk. She also looks much younger than Vegapunk would have been, because we know that Vegapunk's been around for years, so we knew that wouldn't make sense completely. Man, and then going back to the Cypher Pole thing again, like seeing Lucci and seeing Stussy and seeing Kaku, having them come back, getting a rematch. Like maybe, I'm thinking about Stussy right now. Stussy versus Robin, or Stussy versus Nami could be really sick, because Nami, correct me if I'm wrong, knows who Stussy is because obviously she was present in Whole Cake Island, right? But did Nami ever meet one-to-one any of the Underground? Or were they just all part of the same conflict? Because I think a Nami-Stussy fight could be awesome. But I also think we've gotten enough Nami fights that I kind of want that Robin fight with Stussy. I think Robin-Stussy, where like it's almost Robin's revenge against the world government too, like being paired up with, I think that would be kind of sick, giving her a full fight parallel to, because it's a new character too, right? Like obviously Nami already fought Khalifa. Maybe Khalifa's gonna be on this island. Maybe Nami Khalifa have a rematch. Maybe Kaku Zorro have a rematch. Lucci Luffy have a rematch, and Robin fights Stussy because Robin wasn't there at Whole Cake Island. There's so many good possibilities here. My mind is racing. It really is. I love it. The more I talk about it, the more I'm thinking about the story possibilities with the technology and all these other characters and having the different punks. Because you could also, I could see a world in which Oda could make some of these punks not necessarily be, how do I word this correctly? Like, I don't think we're gonna see a fight with Lilith and Zorro. I don't think we're gonna see a fight with Atlas and Luffy, right? I think this is mostly set up to introduce the technology of the island. With the sea beasts in the beginning of the chapter, you get the holograms and the food stuff in the second half of the chapter, those light pressure power glove things. Also curious if he's gonna implement any other like video game power-ups, something like this. Anyway, whatever, it's fine. I think Robin Stussy would be incredible. I see Randy in the chat literally saying we need Robin versus Stussy. That's my guy right there. Everyone look forward to Randy on Wednesday. It's gonna be a good discussion. We're talking Film Red. Randy and I got drinks a couple nights ago. It was a pleasure. Love seeing you in here, Randy. I think I also saw Parv in here earlier too, talking about something. I saw him up earlier. Parv, if you're still here, send a shout out in the chat. Much love to Randy and Parv. Got to spend time with them over at New York Comic Con. Absolute pleasure. Love those guys. They're the best. I'm sorry, where was I? I'm going off on all these other tangents because this stuff is really, really cool. The Seraphim thing. How they're apparently supposed to return the Seraphim, Kuma, to Egghead and then eliminate all the Vegapunks. But we already know there's another Seraphim on the island because they brought that up. Like, how are the Seraphim going to be involved in the conflict? Is there going to be something in which Vegapunk overrides the Seraphims? Because we've always had that conversation about, like, potentially if Vegapunk was a revolutionary and Kuma handed himself over, that there was some type of Order 66 thing, like, built in, where when the time is right and the revolutionaries want to strike, like, all the pacifistas turn. Maybe that didn't happen with the actual pacifistas. Maybe he was perfecting the technology. Maybe that's what's going on with the Seraphim. Because you see the DNA splicing stuff, that would also be really sick. If it's like the DNA of the... Because obviously, like, Mihawk and Hancock and Kuma, they're pirates still. Yeah, at the end of the day, they were still pirates at one point. Would they turn all of a sudden if the DNA was spliced with the pacifista technology? I don't know, man. There's so many cool things going on here. So many cool things. Randy just said, I'm betting one of the satellites is actually with Smoker because of the Punk Hazard kids. We're getting Smoker this arc for sure because he's probably on the ship in 1060. 100% agree. Definitely agree with that. No doubt about it. Seeing James in the chat too. Shout out to James. We got to do the thumbnail reveal a little bit. Saying they're all food and the pacifistas are edible. Wait, what? You think the pacifistas are all going to be food? Roy also in the chat said, I love the thought of Robin being a new character since Wano. Is this the first time that she's taken a direct role in the conflict with the Straw Hats? Prior, she's always played support. Yeah, exactly. This gives her the perfect opportunity to go front and center, be one of the main battlers, while Frankie and Sanji are off simping. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, and then Smoker being involved, Cypher Pull being involved. I just think this whole thing is really cool. I really do. I just think, like, Egghead Island so far is being set up in such a unique way and a fun way. It reminds me a lot of, maybe it's too early to say this. We're only like 3 chapters into this arc, but it feels kind of like Punk Hazard done right. It feels to me like a science island that is actually a cool science island and isn't just kind of like a basic facility with poison stuff all over the place, half fire, half ice. Like, it seems like this is a fully fleshed out science island. Also, on the topic of science, real quick, I want to go to the very beginning of the chapter as well, that cover story with the iced over Cacao Island, Chocolate Town, Caesar escaping with Germa, what that's going to mean for the story moving forward. Maybe the reason why we saw this cover story now is because they're going to escape, and maybe there's Germa tech that's here on Egghead Island and Germa returns. And you get Germa and Caesar Clout, because they kind of have to be involved in some way, right? Maybe at the very end of the arc. Maybe it doesn't happen in the, middle chunk of the arc, but maybe they show up at the end of the arc. Maybe they go from Whole Cake Island off to Egghead Island trying to get the Germa tech, and then all of a sudden, Germa gets involved in the conflict. Sanji sees his siblings again. Like Jinbei, who was there at the end of Whole Cake Island, where we were all wondering what's going to happen to Jinbei and Germa. We see them freed, and Caesar's there. Maybe he tries to steal technology. Maybe he sides with us. It's cool, man. Sleepy Time in my chat said, my bet's actually it's Aokiji and Shiryu who are the ones in Cacao Island. Wait, what? Aokiji and Shiryu? What makes you say that? Aokiji and Shiryu? Just because of the ice? I'm going to be real. You think it's definitely Aokiji in the cover story, since it's covered in ice. Wait, have people forgotten about Punk Hazard, or am I misremembering? Because it's been a couple years. I thought that this was like Caesar weaponry, because Caesar's with Germa. I thought this, what we're looking at, where you see like the guy frozen in place, and you see everything with the fog, I thought this was the thing in Punk Hazard, where he like lets the thing in the facility, and then you got like the guy who gets frozen and he's in the thumbs up position. It's been a while, I forgot the name of the technology or the weapon. I know Aokiji froze Punk Hazard, that's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to the thing in Punk Hazard, the weapon thing, where they're all running in the hallway trying to escape the gas, and the gas freezes them over. Shinokuni, thank you, Shinokuni. That's the name I was talking about. Shinokuni, exactly. That wasn't ice though, that was poison. But it looked like ice, didn't it? Because, hold on, I'm looking up Shinokuni again. Maybe I'm misremembering. But I totally thought this was just related to, yeah, no, this is what I'm thinking of. Shinokuni, a chemical weapon created by using compressed H2S gas with a candy containing an unknown substance. The Shinokuni affected, this is totally what I'm thinking of. Yeah, the Land of Death thing. When Caesar decided to debut his newest gas weapon to brokers across the world, he lured Smiley with a piece of bait in the shape of a giant candy, which he devoured, with the bait's ingredients converting the H2S gas compound into a deadlier form, decimating Caesar's centaur subordinates. The Shinokuni gas flowed into the lab and absorbed the petrifying smoke into his body that greatly enlarged him, and then claimed the 2 peaceful islands. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I'm also right there with you, because Banuka, I saw, just super chatted and said, I thought the exact same thing as you, Roger, because the Aokiji wouldn't just randomly freeze civilians. Yeah, exactly. There's civilians in Chocolate Town that are frozen right now, with the little dun-dun, and you see the gas in the air. I don't think it's ice. I think it is Shinokuni. Because we literally saw Caesar with Germa. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is Aokiji. I would love for it to be Aokiji. I'm not stuck on this idea that it's Shinokuni. But when I saw this, my brain did not instantly think of Aokiji. My brain thought of Shinokuni. from Punk Hazard. I just forgot the name of it because it's been a long time. But just the way they look petrified looks similar to what we saw in Punk Hazard. The only thing is that Aokiji isn't anywhere near Cacao. He was on Whole Cake. Oh, with the other Germa. If you think back to 1046's cover, that implies that it could actually be someone else. And maybe it is Kuzan. That would be wild though, seeing Kuzan like freeze civilians like that. Unless these aren't necessarily civilians and these were members of Big Mom's crew that he's freezing, in which case I would say, okay, that's fine. But come to think of it, yeah, thinking back to 1047, we did see a mysterious figure. And Kuzan is with Blackbeard now. See, I love this too. I love the fact that we've just been theorizing for the past 5 minutes and we're still not even really at a definitive answer. Like, this is, again, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I'm so excited about this arc, is like, you can't really predict where it's going, nor do I really have any stake in any of the predictions of where things are going either. I'm not like, oh, it has to happen in this way for the story. Oda could do kind of whatever he wants, and I'm here for it at this point. And I'm interested in the cover story at the same time as the main arc. Yeah, and you're bringing up a good point, Breezy, saying the cover story says meanwhile, so it's an update on what happened on Cacao Island and not what was going on currently with Whole Cake, with what we saw with Germa and the Big Mom family members. You're right. Man, oh man, oh man. Amazing chapter. Really, I loved this one a lot. Finding out that Cypher Pole is going to be the bad guy of the arc, finding out the stuff about Vegapunk potentially kind of being like Pain, sending all the different versions of himself, them wanting to eliminate Vegapunk but also bringing the Seraphim to the island, Smoker being there, all these other characters. Like, I think this is excellent. I'm stoked. I'm stoked. What more can I say? I'm stoked. This is going to be a good arc. No doubt about it in my mind. Let's get into looking at the thumbnail art, shall we? Let's do this. All right. Let me go to the drive. Let me see what James drew. Based on this, I think there's one of two things. I think he's either drawing the new Vegapunk kid, Atlas. He's drawing the scene with Cypher Pole. Or he's drawing the thing with like Bonnie and Luffy. Like eating out of the vending machine. Or that shot, it could also be that shot of like the SSG and you see the biodome. I don't know. I'm excited to see what he's going to do. All right, let's see. Thumbnail art by James. Open this up. Secondary desktop. Okay. 1062 top layer PNG. Oh, okay. Ooh, oh, he drew the parfait. Okay. I kind of like, look, he drew body like a lick-a-tongue. Look at this. I kind of love this. Ooh, yeah. Oh, I like how he layered it too with the little thing of the parfait in the front. I could easily have like my face in the side over there. You put the name. This is really good. You could also easily turn this into a sticker or find different uses for this. This is really, really cute. It looks like there's a second version though in here. 1062 PNG, so he included the transparent. Let me see. Oh, he did one with like a nice clear background too. I actually might use this one. This looks really good. With like the orange and the sparkles coming out of the back. Oh, James, well done. James in the chat just said, I actually didn't want to be basic because I knew that you would think I would draw Cypher Pole. Good work. Good work, James. I'm impressed. You always impress me though. Your work is always impeccable. I love too the detail on like everything. You could see her clothes and the little leggings and Chopper being front and center and Luffy and Bonnie. I mean, this is fantastic. The little Pocky sticking out of it, the little pirouette thing that you'd put in your coffee, the grapes and the parfait top. Oh, I love this. Well done. As per usual. Also, I like that you were unpredictable. I like that you didn't do Lucci. I also feel like there's going to be plenty of opportunities to use Lucci in the future for this story arc if he's going to be one of the major villains. I do. So I'm not really too worried about that. I also think it was really good that you went with Bonnie, Luffy, and Chopper because that's like very non-spoilery. Not showing the new Vegapunk, not showing Lucci, is not going to get me in trouble with people, where people are always like, oh, you're putting spoilers in your thumbnails, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Even though I'm doing it on the day of the official release. People have already done videos for 4 days, but whatever. Like Kermit, none of my business, whatever. But still, I think this is a great choice. Well done. Well done. Everyone go follow James. I know Poof is going to be in the chat, dropping the link as per usual. Go follow James on Twitter. Kentaro PJJ. Go follow James on Instagram. Tell him RogersBase sent you. Do what you got to do. Really well done. Really, really well done. Fantastic. Also makes me want some sweets. I want to go like get a parfait or something. People are saying we're already following James. Very nice. All right, well, with the thumbnail revealed, with the review portion complete, with me geeking out over all the cool story possibilities, and with the reaction complete, let us get into some of those super chats. Also, apparently you guys liked what I did during the previous stream, so I'm going to do it again, where we did that runoff of all the new members with the giant Nakama at the ending, so then that way I wasn't blowing out my voice. I can get through all the theories, get through all the different ideas, where if I see a really cool member message, I can read it out, but then otherwise we're going to do a whole giant reading of all the new members of the stream at the end of the stream. I think that's great. So we're going to do that. So give me a quick second. Let me open this up. That also makes it where I don't have to completely blow out my voice. All right, so hold on. Open this. Secondary desktop. Boom. Okay. Thank you, by the way, to Mike Mancool, who just became a member again. Re-up that membership for 7 months. You love to see it. That's my guy, Mike Mancool, right there. Mike, this is gonna make you very, very happy, Mike. When I was at New York Comic Con, a bunch of you came up and said hello to me. Shout out, by the way, to Hollow Avarice, who came up to me, talked for like 30 minutes while I was having a conversation with this awesome family that came up to me. Oh, let me show this. Wait. I have to show this. I have to do a shout out. Wait. This was gifted to me by a fan at New York. I want to do a shout out. Let me pull this up. I also want to get the name. Hold on. I'm going to go on Twitter and find the name because I know I retweeted her and her dad. Because this was just so unbelievably sweet. I definitely wanted to do a shout out. Also, everybody who came up was just so nice. All of Comic-Con, everybody was so cool. All right, so Haley. Okay, Haley and her dad who likes to play Destiny. All right, here we go. Here's perfect. Let me actually pull up the photo real quick. Here we go. Got it. Okay. Boom. So I'm at Comic-Con, and I get handed this really adorable piece of art. And I'm like, what the heck is this? This is for me? Check it out. Look at this. You got Carrot and Yamato going, I'm going to join the crew. No, I'm going to join the crew. We have the new Nakama argument that took over my live streams for like 3 years. Who's going to be the new Straw Hat? Is it going to be Carrot? Is it going to be Yamato? And she drew it and did an absolutely incredible job. Look at this. I told her when I was talking to her and her dad on the show floor, I'm like, I got to put this in the background somewhere. I gotta frame this and have it hanging up during my live streams. And then look at this cute little message on the back. Love the streams, you're awesome. Just so cute. It was so cute. I was just so happy. James said I'm losing my job as a thumbnail artist to this person. No, James, you're safe. Don't worry. I just thought this was so sweet that her and her dad came up and gave me this. This was just really, really nice. And I mean, really, that artwork is very, very good. She said she wants to be a comic artist one day. I'm like, make like Luffy, follow your dreams, do what you gotta do. Incredible. It was just, like I said, it was a treat meeting everybody. But what I was mentioning earlier, again, thank you very much for this, Haley. Very, very sweet. What I was mentioning earlier is that while I was talking with her and her dad, one of my followers comes up, starts having a conversation about Genshin Impact. We're talking One Piece, Genshin, a whole bunch of stuff. This goes on for a little while. Then 30 minutes in, when I go, by the way, we're talking for a long time. I go, by the way, what's your name? I didn't catch your name. He goes, oh, it's Hollow Avarice. And I look and I'm like, the Hollow Avarice from my live streams, the regular? Hollow Avarice is in like almost every single one of my live streams. I'm like, you're Hollow Avarice? Why didn't you lead with that? You should have said, hey, it's me. So I gave the guy another big hug. I was like, dude, it was a pleasure talking to you. It was so cool. I'm sure Hollow's, oh, he literally saying sup in the chat right now. Yo, it was just a pleasure seeing him. And then I saw him again when I was walking out the show floor one day. And like I said, everybody who came up during NYCC was so sweet and so kind and had so many nice things to say. But last thing, because again, I was going way off topic. The reason why I said Mike Mancool would be very happy. So many people who were coming up to me and talking to me would mention Mike Mancool's donations in each of these streams. We were having a conversation about like who's going to be the new Straw Hat, or if we were having a conversation about like, oh, where do you think the story is going to be going with this arc? So many people were like, well, you got to remember, Caribou's in the barrel on the ship. Mike Mancool's going to be happy about that. So like Mike Mancool's becoming a meme in my chat now. I promise you, Mike. Hollow can vouch for me. Hollow was part of this conversation on the show floor. This happened on multiple occasions. On multiple occasions. Then also people were coming. See, I have so many good stories from New York Comic Con. This could be a whole stream in and of itself. But like, shout out to Brendan. Brendan, if you're out there, I know you're not a member because it's important to the story, but shout out to Brendan. I'm taking photos with a bunch of people who are like, yo, we're members of your YouTube channel. We love you, all this stuff. We're there every Sunday. We're taking all these photos. And then Brendan comes up afterwards and he's like, my name's Brendan, but you wouldn't know me because I'm not a member, so my comments don't show up during the live chat. I'm like, bro, like, you think that matters? I'm like, I love all of you, whether you're a member or a subscriber, even though I love the members a little tiny little bit more, I still love all my subscribers. I love all of you. So I said, Brendan, are you kidding me? And we got a photo together. It was just so cute. Everybody was so cute. Seriously, everyone I talked to, lovely, absolutely lovely. Every single one of you. I can't give shout outs to everybody because there were so many people, but let me know, like, I am so grateful to have you guys as my audience. Like, you've got to be one of the coolest, sweetest groups of subscribers on the planet. Seriously, I loved all of you. It was just an absolute treat. Like I said, normally I come back from conventions, I am exhausted, my voice is shot. I'm like, oh, but New York Comic Con really did recharge my batteries. It really, really did. It made me feel so good afterwards. It's like, wow, people are out there watching the content and like really enjoying it. So many people were like, even if I read the scans on Thursday, I tune in every Sunday to watch with you because you have such cool ideas. I like hearing everybody else's theories. Other people were like, I wait for the official release now because of you. Like, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Okay. Done with the gushing. I gotta get to some of these super chats because there's a lot of them and we've already been going for an hour. So let me get through some of these super chats. I have to timestamp this as like NYCC fan love fest, but okay, here we go. We're gonna go back. We have a lot of them this week, but there's some good ones in here because I was seeing some as they were passing by. Okay. I Ate Your Potato said, Vegapunk's new gloves might actually be a major upgrade for the Straw Hats without hockey. For Kizaru, maybe. I didn't even consider that yeah, maybe those light pressure gloves could be a power-up for the other Straw Hats that we haven't seen. These I'm looking on page 14, 15 right now. Atlas says, that's right, these light pressure gloves, you can do more than just observe the light. The moment people can touch something, they'll believe it's real. Maybe, yeah. Maybe that is going to be part of a power-up for some of the characters that don't have hockey. I think that would be really cool. Light pressure shoes for Sanji as well? Sure thing. That would be awesome. I would love that. Cool idea. We've got Naruto Toad Sage super chatting saying, I feel like what Vegapunk did to himself is similar to what happened to Raven in the episode of Teen Titans called Nevermore. I don't remember that episode, if I'm being real with you. I loved Teen Titans growing up, but I don't remember the Nevermore episode. I'm assuming she like splits her personalities up or something into multiple Ravens. Is that when you get like the White Raven? Because I know there's like the Raven with the black hood, the Raven with the white hood. I think there's like a Red Raven as well. I think Raven even, I want to say Reagan cosplayed the White Raven at one point. Yes, that's the episode. Oh, so I am thinking of the right one. Great. Perfect. Fantastic. Next one comes from War Kittens saying, Atlas says perception is reality in the scans. Vegapunk just needs to alter Cypherpule's perception to think that they completed their mission to survive. It seems like this is going to be a super fun arc. That's also an interesting line. At what point does she say that in the scans? On what page? Like, what was the translation in the English? What page are you referring to? Because it's something that Atlas says? I'm assuming it's the whether it's real or not is for you to decide. If you ask me those words are a relic of a bygone era, I'm assuming it's that line. Whether it's real or not is for you to decide. It's probably how they translated perception is everything. I could be wrong though. I'm sure you guys will clarify it for me in the chat. Isla, of course, my favorite bartender in France, donating and saying big ups from Paris with much love. You already know that your community is ready to wait for 2 weeks for you. Don't want you to hype yourself up and read 2 chapters directly. Oh, maybe because I'm going to be gone in Hawaii doing a double reaction? That might be kind of cool. That really depends on if the chapter afterwards is going to be after a break or not. I think if we get a chapter directly after next weekend's chapter, maybe I will do a double reaction after I get back. I think that could be kind of cool. But also, I kind of don't want to wait that long. I kind of want to read the chapter as soon as I can. I don't want to take up time while I'm in Hawaii, obviously, and read the chapter, though it would be kind of fun to do like a live reaction from my hotel balcony in Hawaii. That would be kind of cool. If they have good Wi-Fi. I think that would actually be a lot of fun. Because then we could play on like the tropical island thing. That'd be kind of cool. I'm not going to promise anything. It really just depends on the timing and when certain things gets posted and when I'm flying out or whatever. But I'm either going to do it right when I get back or I'll do it from my hotel room. Yeah. Or, absolute worst case, I'll do a double reaction. So there you go. Live reaction on the beach. Yo, that'd be fire. Beachside reaction would be really cool. Oh, and then he mentioned, too, the thing about Chocolate Town being frozen by Aokiji. We talked about that already. Hoff super chatted and said, as a physicist, I'm skeptical about the light pressure gloves, but I'll let Oda do his thing on this one. It doesn't go with the 6 punks, but I wonder if Bonnie being a glutton might also be a result of Vegapunk. Interesting, where you're seeing like the 6 different Vegapunks and there's greed, violence, wisdom, thinker, evil, and good. Do you think that maybe she was manipulated and has like the gluttony aspect of Kuma in her or something? That'd be kind of weird. I like that idea. Yeah. Hendrix super chatted and said, curious to see which Kuma is going to be the real one. The one with Dragon or the one with Cypher Pole? We don't have to wait long to find out. Jake Brown super chatted and said, so the 6 paths of pain thing makes me think that the OG Vegapunk might be in a crippled state. And did Punk 1 Snail's helmet remind anyone for a one-for-all helmet? Maybe that's a hint. Also, thank you for all the awesome streams. A one-for-all helmet. Let me go back and look. You're talking about Shaka the Good on page 7? It doesn't really remind me of, no, not really. Also, he's the good one. The helmet just reminds me of, like, Kamen Rider or something. I feel like he's going to be, like, a high-tech looking Kamen Rider kind of character. I don't know. That'd be cool, though. I'm down for whatever. What is this? Cool Dude super chatted and said, Luffy looks a little bit like Rocks if you go and look at page 11. I'm assuming you're talking about the Super Saiyan fire hair thing. Yeah. Where he's screaming at Bonnie. This is what Cool Dude is talking about, by the way. This shot of Luffy right there. I could kind of see it with the fire and the flames looking a little bit like dreads. I could see it. I could definitely see that. Hollow Avarice literally just donated. Look at this. Saying, I think Atlas might be one of the giant children from Punk Hazard, meaning maybe Vegapunk put his mind into 6 different bodies using the Hollow. I could maybe see that. That they're not cyborgs, but they're actually people. Yeah, you know what? Maybe she is one of the experimented on kids. And he infused part of his personality into her with the other fruit. That'd be kind of cool. Honestly, I'm here for whatever they end up doing. I don't even really want to speculate on it, because I feel like whatever Oda's going to do is going to be something that I'm going to find exciting. Let me see. Oh, Isla donated again, my favorite bartender, saying, I forgot, don't you feel like the last upgrade for the Straw Hats or the power-up for the rest of the group could be during this arc? Yeah, sure. I mean, we're in the final saga of the story now, so if they're going to get final power-ups leading up to the final war, leading up to Laugh Tale, leading up to the final fights, this would be the place to do it. And obviously, they would be getting power-ups that are so advanced and so beyond what anybody else has in the story that no one's going to be able to compete. So I think that's cool. Yeah, it's a cool way to look at it. Y1NJ super chatted and said, why do people think about Pain when they see the Vegapunk satellites? Pain was one person controlling 6 bodies, whereas Vegapunk split up parts of his personality into separate bodies. It makes them separate entities. I think the reason I thought about it like that is because I was looking at it from a surface level kind of aspect. And again, I just read the Pain arc. And so the idea of one person splitting up parts of themselves into other parts just made me think of Pain. But that's why, yeah. Shard Pop super chatted and said, great to see you, Roger. That Odyssey demo, by the way, was great. You convinced me to be hyped for a Netflix piece, and I'm going to pick Genshin back up as well. Thank you, and here's to the next con. Thank you, Shard Pop. Shard Pop is another example of somebody who I met at New York Comic Con, finally in person for the first time. He joins our conversation. I'm talking with a bunch of the different One Piece YouTubers, comes up and then doesn't say until like 20 minutes into the conversation, oh, by the way, I'm Shard Pop, who obviously I know from all the help in Final Fantasy and from being a regular in all the streams. That was a moment like Hollow Everest where I was like, Shard Pop, of course I know you. Bring it in, buddy. Giving each other hugs and stuff. Yo, Shard Pop, shout out to you as well, buddy. Pleasure seeing you at New York Comic Con. Hope to see you again at a future show, and I'm sure we'll be playing again with each other when I start streaming Endwalker again, or when I start doing more Genshin stuff. I'm going to be playing Genshin again tomorrow. I don't know for how long. I also have to hit up Alejandro to see if he's going to do the Sino pulls with me. Let's do it. But either way, pleasure seeing you, Shard Pop. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Got Windy from Water 7 super chatting saying, I love how Atlas seems to be based on Mega Man or Astro Boy a little bit. She does kind of give me Astro Boy vibes. War Kittens super chatting saying, with Caesar joining with Germa and the world government betraying Vegapunk, do you think Oda might be setting up for the return of Mads? Even Queen could be a free agent now. I don't see a situation in which Queen comes into this story arc, but Germa for sure. And I think we could absolutely get at least more information on Mads during this arc. In fact, I feel like that's kind of a given. Even if we don't see a lot of those characters, I definitely think that we're going to see more of them in some type of flashback. Again, this is the Vegapunk arc. I feel like if they're ever going to do it in the story, this is the time to do it. No doubt about it. Professor YGO super chatted and said, first time I'm actually able to watch live. Thank you so much for all your great One Piece content. Thank you for saying that to me. Thank you for watching live, and I hope this was a good chapter to watch live for the first time. So welcome, welcome. Thank you, Professor. We got a donation from Brian Carter saying, how long do you think the arc is going to last? I think at least 5 volumes with everything being set up with Cypher Pole, Vegapunk, and potentially Smoker stuff. 5 volumes, you think? Let me look at my wall real quick. Hold on. Let me see. How many volumes was Punk Hazard? Put this over to the side. This is New World. 69, 68, 67. 66, that's Shirahoshi. Punk Hazard technically ended around 70. You know what? I think it's going to be about the length of Punk Hazard, if I had to guess. And Punk Hazard is pretty much all this one omnibus. Like, most of Punk Hazard is 67, 68, 69. There's some stuff that gets resolved if I pull this one over in 70. Just a little bit. I think that's the ending, if I'm remembering correctly. That's like the ending of the arc. That's Doflamingo flying to the island, almost killing Smoker, Aokiji showing up. At the beginning of Dressrosa, you get like Baby 5 and Buffalo arriving there as well. So I think, if I had to guess, I don't think it's going to be 5. I think it's going to be like 3. I do. How many volumes was Zoe? Zoe was about 3 too, wasn't it? Because we have the cover with them all leaving Zoe, like with Carrot with Pedro. We've got the cover going into Zoe for the first time with the camo. Zoe is about 2.5. I think it's going to be a little longer than Zoe and shorter than Punk Hazard, is my guess. Because I feel like you could do a really good exposition-heavy arc with Egghead Island, going over all the different punks, showing off more of the island, explaining a lot of the technology. But even like with this chapter, I feel like Oda's pacing game is on point, because in the same chapter he's bringing back Cypher Pole, he also revealed that Bonnie is Kuma's daughter, and he revealed another punk. Actually, technically 3 of them. 3 of them have already been revealed: Shaka, Atlas, and Lilith. So realistically, he could reveal like 2 or 3 of these punks per chapter moving forward, have Cypher Pole arrive with the other Marines, and then realistically, like, is Lucci even with everything that's happened now, going to be a match for Gear 5? I don't think so. You know what I mean? Like, I don't... Lucci's not beating Luffy at this point in the story. He's just not. It's going to make for a cool rematch. I think it'll make for a cool fight if him and Luffy do go face-to-face. But realistically, I mean, Luffy's washing Lucci at this point. Gear 5, we've seen what it did to Kaido. And obviously, Lucci is not on the level of Kaido or Big Mom or any of the other Yonko. He's a very strong character. In fact, you know what I think would be kind of cool is if Lucci doesn't even get paired against Luffy. For as much as we want to see that, I think Oda kind of knows that Lucci would get washed. And so you can have a situation in which Luffy maybe like hands over Lucci to somebody else and is like, I'm busy with this other thing, you take care of this. And then maybe you get like, I don't know, maybe you get like Smoker versus Lucci, or like Lucci versus Robin maybe would be super cool, even though I want to see Robin Stutzy. I don't know. I feel like it's been such a long time. I'm not sure. Because, like, obviously Lucci doesn't have Conqueror's Haki. They're not going to, you know, he's not going to write in Lucci having Conqueror's Haki. I do think Lucci has Haki. I do think he's got Armament Haki. I do think he's got Observation Haki for sure. So he's got to have a pretty good opponent. But then again, going back to what someone brought up earlier in the Super Chats, maybe those light pressure gloves and some of this other technology here could actually weigh the odds against Lucci. And we could see a character way below Lucci's power set taking him on using some of Vegapunk's weaponry. Could be kind of cool. Yeah. I like it. I'm sorry. We got completely off track. We were talking about a lot of really cool stuff. Where did I leave off? Shri Rikan super chatted and said, Roger, in Kaku's explanation on Atlas, Atlas is number 5, whereas Atlas has number 6. Could that be that their intel is old? Happy vacationing. I didn't even consider that. Maybe it is. Maybe they got faulty intel. Because I don't think that was a mistake if she's got 6 on it and then it says here that Atlas is 5. Maybe that's supposed to be a hint that they're getting fed false intel. That's kind of that's a cool thing to note. I didn't even realize that when I was going through and reading this for the first time. Rob in the chat actually said, I'm hearing that it's a mistake. Well, as soon as Oda and the official One Piece account acknowledges it, if it is a mistake, we'll talk about it. But I think until then, I like the idea that it could be fake intel. Or that their intel's so behind. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We talked about the how long will this arc last from Brian Carter. Mike Moore super chatting, saying, I feel pretty confident that we're actually going to find out about the wills of living things and the lineage factor during this arc, as well as why the will of D is special. You know, adding to that, I could also see what devil fruits truly are being part of this story as well. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to give out false information to all my viewers, but, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Oda say in an SBS that we would find out the truth about the devil fruits when we eventually meet Vegapunk? We are on Vegapunk's island. So, I feel like the time is right for the truth about what the devil fruits really are. He did. Great, so there you go. Boom. There you go. Throw that into the mix, Mike Moore. Jake Brown super chatted and said, Vegapunk's actions and words make me think his mentality is the suffering of a few to save the many. Andrew McCarroll, shout out to Mackerel, saying, Lilith stated that she was hired by the government and she's the evil one. So why did Atlas say that she was just a scientist for hire? Different bodies or different goals? Again, that goes back to what I was saying earlier too, is like, are they all going to have individual goals? And if one of them gets defeated, does that do something to the original Vegapunk? I think there's too many questions, like, with how this stuff is being set up for me to even really, like, theorize on it properly yet. Also, Hollow donated again and said, we don't know about Mads, which is Germa, Caesar, and Vegapunk, and they were all part of it alongside Queen. So that could also be what Sanji deals with here, too. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I like the idea that maybe Sanji's uncovering the truth of what was happening with Mads being, you know, Vinsmoke himself. I think that's kind of a cool idea. Yeah. Tempest super chatted and said, about Zorro, maybe he wants to become a Smile because of Vega. Wait. What? Wait, let me read this again. About Zorro, maybe he wants the Smile cure because of Vegapunk being a master of devil fruits, with the Blackbeard pirates in the cover story going to Wano to get the poneglyphs. Copium, That'll be how we go back to Wano, and that'll be how we get Yamato. There's a lot of things thrown in play there. I don't think it's going to happen just like that, but we'll see. Joe, Joka super chatted $5 saying, finally able to make it live. Normally I have to roll with the VOD, but it was so nice to get a picture with you on Saturday. I was the one with the Tom Nook hat. Yo, shout out. Look at this. Look at this. You and the awesome Tom Nook hat. I went to the Nintendo New York store afterwards and got a Tom Nook pillow. Look at this. I'm joining you. Animal Crossing boys for life, Joka. Ah, look at this. Living the dream. Animal Crossing fans and One Piece fans. That's what you like to see. Shout out to you, Joe. Shout out to you. Pleasure meeting you and your whole group. That was so much fun on the show floor. It really was. Steve Schoenbach super chatted and said, hopefully we see the return of the legendary Sogeking during this story arc, considering Cypherpole is here. That guy's been absent for so long. Would be a good time to bring him back. Completely agree. Completely agree. Rotom said, I love your comments and your reaction. Keep up the good work. But what do you think about Vegapunk joining the team when he finds out the government wants to kill him? Unrelated, and I don't know if you were asked regarding this, will you react to Black Clover? No, I'm probably not going to be reacting to Black Clover. And what do I think about Vegapunk joining the team? I think that is absolutely the direction in which the story is going during this arc. I think eventually Vegapunk's ideals and dreams are going to align with whatever Luffy and Bonnie and the good Marines during this arc want. I think we're going to have a huge alliance of all of them by the end of this arc, and kind of Cypherpole being left to dry, and sort of the only wild card in here being the Seraphim. But again, we don't know what the ideals or the dreams of the other parts of Vegapunk are, and we're just going to have to wait and see on that front. Rob donated, saying, Stussy and Lilith, two baddies after my own heart. In other news, I'm a little sad that you may not react live next week as the chapter drops on my birthday, but it's all good. Do what you need to do. Yeah, I'm going to do what I can when I'm in Hawaii, but if I'm not able to react to it on your birthday, I'll do it right now to you directly. Since you're always here, Rob, let me give you a quick little happy birthday shout out. This is an early happy birthday for you, Rob, but happy early birthday to Rob Harley. You know we love you. Awesome to see you in here. Always a pleasure. John Lijaneza, I hope I'm saying your name right, said, given Bonnie's Devil Fruit, do you think we could see a Prime Garp or Sengoku during the final war? Oh, that would be interesting. You think she's going to de-age Garp and Sengoku in the final war and have like a Prime Garp fighting alongside us? That would be incredible. I would love that. Yes. 100%, I would love to see that. Awesome. Mike Mancool came through with another 2 donations saying, dude, if you're ever in Boston, our meeting will be legendary, but I just want to let you know I'm waiting for Caribou to low diff Lucci. There you go. Confirmed from Mike Mancool's mouth, Caribou is going to be the opponent for Lucci. There you go. We solved it. No more discussion. We've solved it. That's what it is. Dexter Ferry super chatted and said, what if this is a training arc for Luffy's imagination? Now that he knows you could punch light, maybe he's going to do that in Gear 5. Good read on that scene. Going back to how Gear 5 works and how it's the scariest Devil Fruit, because really whatever your imagination can do, it's able to do. That he'll be able to punch. And then I'm thinking back to something too. Wait a minute. My mind's exploding. Blackbeard, the dark fruit, right? He's got the darkness fruit. He absorbs the other Devil Fruit powers. He's always been sort of the other side of the coin of Luffy. Luffy, going Gear 5, being able to like punch the darkness and punch through the darkness. He would already be able to kind of do that because he's a hockey user, but still in all, it's kind of a cool idea. I like that a lot. And yeah, you bring up a good point in the chat, Bubba. He's already grabbed lightning, so why not? I like it. A certain nerd said, do you think Vegapunk copied the Pawpaw fruit for the Seraphim Kuma since he did experiment on the real Kuma? Definitely a possibility. Definitely. Grimp super chatted and said, I bet that Atlas's speech about reality will make more sense when talking about Luffy's awakening, how his imagination has an impact on his surroundings. Going back to what we literally just talked about, too, with the light thing. I love that you guys are all bringing this up, because that's definitely an aspect of this conversation that I did not really pick up on. I was so focused on, you know, Kuma having Bonnie as a daughter and the new Vegapunks and Cypher Pulse showing up. I didn't really focus on the imagination aspect, but yeah, that's totally going to be a part of this. Yeah, Elvis in the chat saying, I see the vision. I do too. I do too. Andres Garcia super chatting saying, I don't believe Luffy will even go Gear 5 this arc. Lucci seems confused as to why the mission is to kill Vegapunk. Glad to know this arc we have no idea which the way things are going. Yeah, I mean, that's what excites me too. I'm right there with you, Andres. 100%. Brian Carter donated and said, I could see the arc being the same of Punk Hazard. He's showing stuff faster. Only thought 5 volumes because of the length of Fishman Island. I thought it could be around the same length. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be as long as Fishman Island. Just because when you think of how long Fishman Island was, that was like 2 full years in the manga. And I think there's other islands we got to get to before the final saga wraps up. And he said like 3 to 5 years. I still think it's 5 years. I still think it's going to be 5 years. It takes us to 2027. That's the 30th anniversary of the manga. Makes the most sense to me. But I think 3 years in terms of, if you're not including breaks, right? But there's breaks every other week half the time. There's holiday breaks. There's jump breaks. So I think, yeah, if you're talking in terms of just if there was a chapter every single week, no breaks, it would take us about 3 years. But I think realistically it's going to take us to about 5. So, yeah. Yeah. And so because of that, yeah, I think it's going to be like 3 volumes, 4 volumes, or something like that. Again, 3.5. Shorter than Punk Hazard, longer than Zoe. That's where my mind is right now. Maybe Sabaody length. That would make sense to me. How long was Sabaody? Sabaody was about 3, wasn't it? If I'm looking back at the volumes over here, I think it was about 2 or 3. Oh yeah, Sabaody was all its own omnibus. But, oh, my law figure just dropped. But Sabaody... No, but that's weird, because this omnibus is labeled Sabaody, but it's got Amazon Lily and Impel Down in it. How long was Sabaody? Somebody in the chat tell me while I'm scourging through the rest of these, trying to figure out. Impel Down. There's the end of Thriller Bark one over here. That was the beginning. So Sabaody was really only 2 volumes then. 51 and 52. I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a little longer than that. Sabaody was only 24 chapters? Wow. But then again, at the pace he's moving, I mean, we could maybe do it in that. And I certainly wouldn't be depressed if that was the case, because this is just answers on top of answers on top of answers. It's all exciting stuff. There's not even a moment to be bored during any of this. It's all cool. Even the stuff with the sea beast showing the different technology, you're still getting a little bit of the goofiness with them like eating the hologram food and stuff. But on the whole, yeah, I think this is a great. The rate that the pacing is going this arc so far is really, really good. So it could be 2.5 volumes and maybe 3. Yeah, we'll see. However, it's donated again saying, last super chat, I promise. But I've always thought that it was interesting that we have references to the Adam and Eve trees in the story, and now we have Lilith, the queen of the devils. So maybe she is the one who has ties with devil fruits. Sure. And that would also be interesting, too, if she's like the evil Vegapunk, right? That would be our entrance into finding out more about the truth of devil fruits. I love that. Yeah, great. Really cool. Brian Carter said that super chat about Punk Hazard. I just talked about that. Austin Smith super chatted and said, I also wonder if we're going to find anything about Nika in this arc. I believe that he was Joy Boy already in the Color Walk. If you look for Oda's early work similar to Volume 1's cover, there's a character who looks a lot like Luffy. I could totally see Nika coming into play. Yeah. Or like the true Vegapunk who split up his personalities. I could see Vegapunk, combined total Vegapunk, when we eventually meet him, knowing something about Nika that we don't know in the story already, and maybe seeing what Luffy looks like on the new bounty poster, and that being how we get the information revealed. I like that a lot, yeah. Mango Jammy just super chatted and said, after 4 months of reading One Piece, I am now finally caught up and finally able to join a stream. let's give a round of applause to Mango Jammy. Finally catching up to One Piece. Took you a long time. I'm happy and proud of you. Thank you for finally catching up and reading one of the greatest stories of all time. Joining us on this journey. I'm looking forward to seeing you every Sunday now. Fantastic. Congratulations to Mango Jammy. Finally catching up. Always fun seeing your VODs, and I will see you in your Genshin stream tomorrow. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you, Mango Jammy. And I'm happy. I'm happy you're all caught up. You finally get to read peak fiction. And finally, last but not least, one last super chat before I read out my members and give a big nakama at the end of the stream. Shout out to Vang Yang, who super chatted $20 saying Momo's fruit is a failed Kaido fruit. So imagine if Vegapunk made a Kaido seraphim. Well, here's the thing, okay? We don't know what seraphims are currently on Egghead Island. We don't know whose DNA he spliced. If he did splice Kaido's DNA into a seraphim, that could be Oda's way of still having Kaido as part of the story moving forward. I had this conversation actually with Parvision yesterday. Literally yesterday morning, we were at lunch and we were talking about this. I really think that Kaido and Big Mom are not dead. At the end of Wano, I don't think they're actually dead. I know they're in the volcano or whatever right now. I agree with what everybody was saying during those chapters when we were reading them week to week. I think Big Mom is going to be alive by like making a lava homie or something. And that's how she's escaping. I think Kaido maybe died, but could potentially be brought back to life by Moria. Because again, we know there's a story tie there with Moria and Kaido. Moria hated Kaido for being the one that slaughtered his crew. Blackbeard obviously wants Kaido's devil fruit. Blackbeard obviously wants to scoop up the remnants of what happened after Wano Country. I could see Blackbeard sending Moria to go to Wano to pull Kaido's shadow. I could see that happening. And him creating this like Kaido zombie, and that being the way that Kaido gets reintroduced into the story during this final war. But I also really do like the idea that Kaido could be a seraphim. Yeah, didn't we also talk about that when we were at dinner the other night, Randy? We were getting drinks afterwards. The idea of like what Moria and his involvement could be with Kaido. I really do think there's a high likelihood that Moria, because of the story tie we already know about Kaido, would somehow be involved in when Kaido comes back. Yeah. If that makes any sense. Well, awesome. Awesome. Real quick, before I end the stream, I have to do this. This is a solid hour and a half. Lots of stuff to talk about. Really, really super fun talking about all this with all of you. Let me go down the list. Let me give shout outs to all my new members and all the recurring members during the stream, because there were a lot of them, and I love all of you. So let me read all you out real quick. Let me see. There's a lot of you. Shout out to, here we go, Breadbug, Crown Tuba 08210, Black Blade Forger, Bubba's Got Back, WAVMASTA, Soba Mask, Jay the Sky Shark, Henry, Donovan Fu, Sultan, Naruto Toad Sage, DJ War Ready, Joka, Majin Kenny, Caleb Brown, Brian Carter, Hoff, let me keep going, Gabe Ortiz, Mike Moore with 25 months, incredible, Andrew McCarroll, Mackerel, obviously, Steve Schoenbach, Dexter Faree, let's see, Mike Mancool again re-upping his membership, 8 months, Too Much J-Pop, let me see, KJ, and May To. Thank you to all of you for becoming members. Greatly appreciate it. And let me give you one of these. Nakama! Thank you very much, everybody, for joining the stream today. It was an absolute pleasure. Again, I'll be back tomorrow with Genshin Impact, regular time, either 11 or 1 p.m. It'll either be in the afternoon if Alejandro's able to do it. We could do Sino pulls, Or if he's not able to do it, I'm going to do it earlier in the morning because I've been waking up earlier anyway because I'm on New York time. It'll be at 11. So if you see the Genshin stream going live around 11, then you know that it's going to be more story content. If you see it going live at 1, you know it's going to be a pull stream with Sino's voice actor, Alejandro, good buddy of mine. One last Nakama, by the way, to Satwik, who re-upped for 9 months, going, take care, Raj Nakama. Thank you very, very much. You are goated. Have a great day. Thank you very much. You're all so sweet. So yeah. Genshin stream tomorrow, and again, I want to clarify this. Two things. One, make sure you tune into the channel on Wednesday if you're a One Piece fan, because I'm doing a massive collab stream that literally James is making a thumbnail for right now for One Piece Film Red. It's going to be a live review discussion. The first 15 minutes or so are going to be me sort of sharing my thoughts on Film Red, unfiltered, sharing with you what I liked, what I didn't like about it, all that kind of stuff. Then we're going to jump into a group discussion, and it's going to be me, JD, Parvision, Artur, Randy, the whole squad, all of us that were there at the film premiere. We're going to be talking about One Piece Film Red, what we thought of the movie, things we liked, things we didn't like. It should probably be a good, like, 2-hour long stream. It's going to be a long review discussion. So if you are at all interested in Film Red, or you've seen Film Red and you want to know our thoughts on it, or you want like a spoiler-free portion of the review, I'll splice in a spoiler-free one and then like a total spoiler one where we just go over everything. We'll see. But there will be a spoiler-free chunk where I just give my general thoughts, and a spoiler chunk, and then finally the review discussion at the ending. So definitely make sure to check that out. There will be a little something for everybody in that stream. And then Thursday morning, boom, I'm off to Hawaii. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Nakama!